welcome to Red Lipstick. So here on my channel I have a little bit of a series going on talking about my weight loss story. So I lost approximately 104 pounds officially at the beginning of 2012. Over the past few years I've been able to keep it off. I've obviously gained a little bit of weight because I was anorexic. I will link my story down below, and it talks about my weight loss and how I lost the weight. I'll be honest, it was not the healthy way. I lost weight through anorexia and bulimia. So I had to relearn how to eat. So I have gained some weight back over those years, kind of reintroducing foods. Obviously when you go from eating nothing to starting to eat normally again, you're gonna gain weight. But honestly, I'm gonna do another video about this as well. It's been a struggle trying to reincorporate foods. I generally eat about once to twice a day because my stomach just can't handle the food. And I have a whole bunch of medications that I take for that. Long story short, don't be anorexic or bulimic. Easier said than done for a lot of people, but it's just a really bad choice to make, and I suffer the consequences now. But this video isn't about that. This video I'm going to be talking about my excess skin after weight loss. So obviously 104 pounds is quite a bit. I do have a few more to lose, like I said. I have gained some weight, so I need to get some more off. And I recently went in to get a consultation for skin removal surgery. So I do have excess skin, and it does cause me some problems. It's painful sometimes because it does snag on my clothes. I have difficulty fitting into certain clothes because the excess skin that I have is mainly on my arms and on my stomach, down in the kind of lower region of stomach, but it's separated. So I have a top stomach part of excess skin and a bottom stomach part of excess skin. And at the end of this video, I will be showing photos of the skin. So I just advise you that if you don't want to see it, don't watch it. I'll let you know when it's coming. And I just have to say, please be sensitive about it. I'm showing you what it looks like to have the excess skin, and I know some people are just here because they're curious, and some people are dealing with the same issues or are concerned about having excess skin after weight loss. So I'm just going to show you kind of what it looks like, what the issues I have are. But anyways, so I went to have a consultation for skin removal surgery because the excess skin does cause me issues. Not only do I have the skin snagging on clothes, it's painful. I don't fit properly into clothes. I have a lot of rashes and those kind of issues. And it's not a cleanliness issue, so don't think that. What it is because the skin kind of folds over, you can be as cleanly as you want, but when it gets warm, you get sweaty and things like that, it's just, it happens. It just happens. And it's really difficult for me to prevent it because I've been using recommended over-the-counter creams and salves and kind of anti-itch things and anti-rash things. They're just not working. Right now, it actually is clear. I don't have any rashes, but they happen kind of constantly. And they'll last for a couple days and go away, and then I'll be good for a little while, and then soon I'll get more. So it's very, very frustrating. It's painful. It's just something that I don't enjoy dealing with. And when it comes to my underarm excess skin, I have a lot of excess saggy skin, and I'll show you that later, like I said. But what happens is that the way it kind of lays, it completely covers up my armpit in a way that doesn't allow any air to get through. So I can move my arm around like this all day, and the skin just kind of still covers my armpit region. So it gets very sweaty and things like that, and I do have excess like sweat that I never had before, and excess sweat equals excess odor. So I have to use like clinical type of deodorants and antiperspirants to take care of that. They've been talking about Botox to reduce sweating and things like that, but overall I wouldn't have to get the Botox if I did get the skin removal. So it's kind of, you pick which one you want. And it's weird because I have really, really sensitive armpits. I can't handle anyone being anywhere near them. When my doctor was like trying to check it out, I just couldn't handle it. I think it's because I'm so like sensitive and ticklish that it just bothers me. I've always had this issue. Anyone touches anywhere near me, I kind of freak out. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm very sensitive there. So I don't think the Botox would be a good option for me, just because Botox is not a permanent solution for one. You have to get those injections every 3 months, I think it is. And I'm actually getting Botox for migraines, and I'll make a video about that as well. But so having to have someone be in my armpit region with needles constantly for a long time, for months, I won't be able to handle it. I just can't. It's just an issue I have. They would have to sedate me, and that would cost more money, and it'd be ridiculous. So really, it's just more, not only cost effective, but more, it would make more sense to get the skin removal surgery. Anyway, so I went to a consultation to talk about skin removal surgery. It was such a wonderful experience. The place that I went to was in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's called the Aesthetics for Plastic Surgery, and my doctor was Dr. Amy Brewster, and she was wonderful. She made me feel so at home, so comfortable. What we did in the consultation was I went into the room with her, she introduced herself, she got to know me a little bit, she kind of told me her background story, she asked me questions about my life, about what I'm doing, like where I live, my family, things like that. So it was a very comfortable environment, so it was getting to know you at first, and then what she did was she went into showing me photographs of people who have had skin removal surgery, their before and after pictures, and they were so impressive. I was shocked. There were some people who had weight loss stories like I did, but people who were 400 pounds and went down to being 160 or less and had the skin removal. And those results were shocking. It was just beautiful. They had flat stomachs after the skin removal. And these were people that had the same issues that I did. They were having rash problems. The excess skin was just in the way of clothing. Things didn't fit right. They had to get custom made clothes. So I could definitely, I was so excited and really was comfortable with the work that she would be doing. So after I saw all the pictures, she had a giant binder to show me. She had been doing this for over 20 years. She was originally not from Wisconsin. She did this in Colorado, had her own practice, came here. She told me a lot of background about the Aesthetics for Plastic Surgery as a company. Everyone at the office was so nice. And she said, and then after we looked over the binder, she did kind of her exam of me. And it was so funny because she was so complimentary of me, which was really nice. I don't know why I'm getting choked up about that. It's just always nice to hear compliments when you're not overly happy with the way that you look, or you're really insecure about the way that you look. So it was just so wonderful hearing her say such nice things. I don't know why I'm crying in every video I make about this. So anyways, she just kept saying such nice things. She was like, you have such a beautiful figure. And she's like, okay, so here's where your issues are. We'll take this off. This is what you'll look like when it's gone. And she was like, I don't think you need, she wasn't trying to push for certain surgeries that weren't necessary. So it wasn't like a money scheme for her. I felt very comfortable with her because she said, you could get your legs done, but you don't really need it. And she's like, if you want to get your back done, you can, but I don't think you need it either. So like, she wasn't pushing for unnecessary things to get more money. She completely tailored everything to what I wanted. And that is my stomach and my arms. Obviously, I do have excess skin in other places, like my legs, but that's not a huge concern for me. I don't mind it. I'm concerned about the places that cause me other medical issues. Rashes, pain, odor, like that's what I'm concerned about. My legs don't cause an issue. So we went over those things. She was like, this is great, this is what we would do. She literally went over the entire surgery for me and told me everything that would happen, told me about how she makes stitches so that I won't have the separated stomach. That's when I already have it. But usually most people don't have the 2 separated stomach muscles. You always do have 2 separate stomach muscles, the upper and the bottom, but they tend to be even. And for me, I have that weird like skin roll where my belly button is way in there and then the excess skin kind of sticks out at the bottom, sticks out around the belly button. So the belly button's in and the skin's way out here. And it's in like a roll pattern. So that happens when people have their stomach muscles separate from each other. So it's not one big muscle that you're working on at once, it's 2. So that happens a lot to women who, after they have a baby, because their stomach gets stretched out, their muscles separate, and then they get the rolls. I've had the rolls since I was younger. But she just kind of went over the surgery, everything. She told me what stitches she uses to make sure that I don't have that weird mark there. She told me where she could get rid of like almost all of my stomach stretch marks, which was shocking to me. She told me where the incisions would be. She said we would talk about where exactly I want the incision, higher or lower, depending upon how I wear like a bathing suit. It was just a very, very thorough kind of consultation. It was wonderful, and I've never felt more comfortable with a doctor. She was so understanding, she let me ask questions, and I just had an overall great experience. So, then after the consultation, I had to go meet with the financial lady because the doctor told me, she said, I'm going to submit your claim to the insurance company, but she said to me, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be surprised if it doesn't get approved. And I said, why? And she said, yes, we'll document the fact that you have all these rashes and things like that. I had a rash at the time when I was in the office for the consultation. She took pictures of it and she was sending those pictures to the insurance company. She said, granted, you do have the rashes and things like that, so you might have a fighting chance. I'll document the rashes, things like that, put your family physician documentation in there, and we'll send it through and see what happens. But she said, I've never seen anyone get approved who was not more than 400 pounds when they lost the weight. And she said, you have to have your skin, excess skin, stay down to your knees before insurance will pay for it. And I was so discouraged at that point. I was like, just defeated. So she submitted all of the insurance information to the insurance company, and then it was a waiting game for me. So after that, she sent me off to the financial lady to tell me my options and tell me the price of the surgery in case insurance wouldn't approve it. So I have all my documentation here. So they said that they would be able to do the arm surgery and the stomach surgery at the same time. If I did do them at the same time, it was a reduced cost. They took about $1,000 off of one of the surgeries to have them done at the same time. If I did them separately, obviously it would end up being more. So the 2 surgeries that I would have is the arm surgery, which is called brachioplasty, and the stomach surgery, which is abdominoplasty. So I got 25% off one procedure because I would do them together. And the total price of the surgery, both surgeries together, is $13,383.75. I took this home and kind of discussed it with my fiance. We are getting married, we just bought a house, so it's a very, very large chunk of money for us. I was extremely saddened by this. I talked about this a little bit in my last video about my weight loss story, but it's so upsetting to know that I did this to myself. I made myself that big at the time. I overate. I didn't have any medical conditions that caused me to be overweight. It was me. I did it. I ate too much and I didn't exercise. So I did it to myself. I'm the reason that I have excess skin. So a couple days later, I received a phone call from the aesthetics from plastic surgery, and they let me know that insurance did in fact deny my claim. They will not pay for the surgery, they won't pay for any of it. And their reasoning, again, was that there was not enough skin. I had not been overweight enough to get the removal. And you know, that just really kind of makes me sad, and like the logic behind it seems so strange, because what they're telling me is that I had to be really super unhealthy before to be able to have this removed. It just seems very unfair. And what furthermore bothers me a lot is that if I had had bariatric surgery or gastric bypass surgery, then the skin removal would have been covered. But because I didn't do that and kind of did it on my own and exercised on my own and lost the weight on my own, they won't pay for it. It just, the logic behind insurance makes me crazy. It just doesn't logically make sense to me. I'm planning on saving up the money for the surgery, the skin removal. I had really hoped on getting this done before my wedding in 2016, but likely that's not going to happen. This is a lot of money. We're saving for the wedding ourselves, obviously. We just bought a house that needed to be, it was foreclosed, so it needed to be fixed in a lot of areas. So there's money going towards that. It's just a lot of money to save up. And I could open a line of credit and do it, but I actually do have a partial line of credit right now. So I have about half of this money right now. So I'm trying to save up the rest. I don't think I'm going to get it before I get married. Unfortunately, I would like to, but that dream doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So yeah, I just really wanted to share my little story about my skin. This is what I'm dealing with. This is the only option I have for fixing it. I do have a GoFundMe account for anyone who's willing to donate to this cause. I certainly have never asked for money in my life for something like this ever. It was something that kind of was recommended to me by friends to do, that people would be willing to help. So many people have seen my weight loss story and just been inspired by it and asked to donate. So I did open the GoFundMe account for people who were interested. I'm certainly not asking for handouts or expecting handouts. It was like pulling teeth to get me to make that GoFundMe account, but I did. So if you're at all interested, my link is down in the information box below. So yeah, just kind of wanted to share my story. So now I am going to insert a few pictures of my excess skin, just kind of show you what I'm dealing with. Actually, I may as well just show you on camera my arms at least. But I'll show the stomach in a picture because obviously I don't want to expose myself in any way. But I'll show you what I'm dealing with on my arms. So let me just take this off here. And I'll just kind of pull it through here. So this is my arm. As you can see, all this here, it's extra skin. There's no... My actual arm ends, as I flex it, ends right here. Yeah, right here. Just below the crease of the muscle is where my actual arm ends. So all of this is flabby excess skin that needs to go away. It's especially bad like right here. It's really like stretchy back here and very thin. And this is where it overlaps on the armpit area. So this is what's causing my like sweating issue and my kind of like odor issues in my arm. I also never ever wear a sleeveless shirt because I'm embarrassed of this. As you can see, there's a lot of like the stretch marks right here, which she did say if she removes it here, so those stretch marks go away. And it goes all the way down here. I do have some excess skin in my forearm, and she mentioned that, but she said she wouldn't remove that because it's very minimal, and she likes to end about the elbow, so the scar isn't as noticeable. So yeah, that's the skin on my arm. That's another reason that like I really wanted this done before my wedding, because I'm gonna be wearing a wedding dress, and this is gonna show. And it sucks because I worked so hard to lose this weight. Granted, partially it was due to an eating disorder, but I did exercise all the time and I lost it. And yeah, this is what I'm left with. So I'll stop playing with that in front of camera, but I'll also here insert a picture of my stomach as well, show you what that looks like. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're at all interested in hearing about my weight loss story, I'll link the video down below. My weight loss story is also on my GoFundMe page, so that'll be linked down below as well if you're interested in donating. I don't expect it, so don't feel pressured to do that. I don't expect handouts. I'm so thankful for everyone who has donated. I can't even begin to express how thankful I am. I didn't expect any donations, to be honest. So I'm so appreciative of that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a really great day.